Starting an exercise program with proximal hamstring tendinopathy can feel a little tricky. On one hand, you need to load the hamstring to recover. And on the other hand, if you load it too much, it just flares up. So in this video, I'll show you 3 simple strengthening exercises to start loading the hamstring without irritating it. The first exercise is an isometric or a static hold, and this is a great exercise to start with because it starts to load the tendon without much movement. To perform, start by lying on your back with your heels on the ground. The closer your heels are to your hips, the more glute activation you're going to get with this exercise, and the further away your heels are from your hips, the more hamstring activation you're going to get with this exercise. So this way you have a way to scale the exercise to whatever is best tolerated. Aim to hold this position for 45 seconds and repeat for 5 repetitions. There isn't a one-size-fits-all for this recommendation though, so if this feels too challenging initially, feel free to shorten the time or shorten the amount of reps that you do to whatever is best tolerated. When rehabbing tendons, a little bit of pain during the exercise is okay as long as you feel like it's tolerable. We also want to make sure that afterwards the pain subsides, there's not increased pain with doing normal activities like walking around, and that it's not interfering with sleep. If any one of these are true, then we want to make sure that we scale back the exercise so that it doesn't interfere with some of those activities. The next 2 exercises continue to load the proximal hamstring tendon, but now we're going to add a little bit of movement. However, we're going to avoid deeper hip flexion, which is going to cause some compression of the tendon, which might be irritating initially. The first exercise is a bird dog, and while this is technically a core strengthening exercise, we're going to use it to start loading that proximal hamstring tendon. So we want to begin with our hands underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips, and then whatever leg we want to focus on, we're going to extend that leg and then slowly lift the leg up off the ground over 4 seconds and then slowly back down to the ground over 4 seconds. If body weight is tolerated, we can increase the challenge of this exercise by either including an ankle weight or using an exercise band around the leg to increase the resistance. The final exercise is a standing hamstring curl, and this focuses on strengthening the hamstring by moving the knee. So for some, this is better tolerated because we're not actually moving at the hip. To perform, place an exercise band around your ankles. I typically cross the exercise band so it creates an X. This will prevent it from rolling on you. Slowly bend your knees so your heel moves towards your glutes, then slowly back down to that original starting position. Remember, we want time under tension with these exercises, so again, we want to perform the contraction up over 4 seconds and then the contraction down over 4 seconds, so in total, it's over 8 seconds. The reps and sets for these exercises really depends on the tendon's tolerance to load. The general recommendation is to do 3 sets of 15 reps, but if that's too irritating, then we can always reduce either the reps or the sets to whatever is best tolerated. Generally, as we start to increase the load that we're using, we do decrease the volume. So generally, as you increase the weight, we aim for maybe 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 8 repetitions. Overall, the goal of rehab is to find a load that is tolerated by the tendon and then gradually build up from there. Whether that's starting off with isometric loading, where we're holding the position for 30 to 45 seconds, or if we can incorporate some movement with some isotonic loading and then gradually increase the weight from there. So hopefully this video helped you find an exercise to start loading the proximal hamstring tendon. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video here for some advanced progressions for proximal hamstring tendinopathy.